Welcome to the Wealthymize video. Option investing has been gaining traction recently. So, do you know what exactly is an option? I have done a webinar recently explaining what exactly an option is. If you are looking to embark on an option investing journey, the following video will be very useful to you. Okay, now let's get started now. I just want to give a quick introduction of what option is. So if let's say, for example, if you have dealt with properties before, like for example, you bought a property before, you sell a property before, very likely you already have dealt with options. Try to recall, let's say, for example, you actually want to go and buy property. You actually go and see the property, you like it very much, you offer a price, and the seller accepts the price. So the agent, of course, very happy. And if you can recall, the first document that you will be signing is actually this document called what? Called options to purchase. So with that document, what is going to happen? Of course, after you sign the document, you also have to give this thing called the option fee to the seller. Now, what does this option to purchase, what does this contract do? So for you, you are the what we call the options buyer. So you are given 2 weeks to decide whether you really want to exercise this option, which is to execute the trade. So if you decide to exercise, then of course you have to go and take that money to go and pay the seller to buy over the property. If you so decided not to exercise, you can simply walk away, but of course you lose the option fee. So basically, as an option buyer, you have the rights at a certain price, at a certain time, to buy or sell the underlying instrument. Okay, so that is in the case of property. That is in the case of the stocks as well. Now, if you are the seller, you actually sign the option contract. At the same time, you receive an option fee. Then you have the obligation. You cannot walk away. If the option buyer decided to walk away, okay, you can keep the option fee, you don't have to pay back. But if let's say the option buyer decide to exercise, you have no choice. You cannot say, no, I don't want to sell anymore. No, you have no choice. You have to sell your property. This is what a contract does. It gives the buyer the rights, the seller the obligation. At the same time, because the buyer has the right, they have to pay the seller the option fee. So this is just a contract for two persons, and the exact same contract is also used for stocks. So just now, I gave the example of property. The underlying instrument is the property. But in the stocks options, obviously, the underlying instrument is a stock. To really understand the basics of option, you need to understand these 4 scenarios: buy call, sell call, buy put, sell put. So these are the basic 4 scenarios. And yep, that is what I'm actually going to share with you right now. Again, I'm actually use examples, then it's clearer. Assuming we have this underlying stock. Let me give me a name, maybe called Orange. This stock called Orange. And currently the price is at $55. So of course, if I want to invest in stock, I can take up $55 to go and buy the stock. So besides investing directly, okay, you can also do things called the buy call. So let's say, for example, we have an option seller. We call it Seong Yeo in this case. So option Seong Yeo decided to actually sell an option, sell a call option on this stock called Orange, and he actually sell at $5 with the strike price of $50 and time to expiration within the next 1 month. So what happened here is this: if let's say you buy the call, it gives you the right to buy the underlying instrument, in this case the Orange stock, at a strike price of $50 within the next 1 month from Seong Yeo, who is the option seller. So of course, when you actually buy the call option today, assuming you have to give Seong Yeo that $5. With that, with next 1 month, you can actually buy the stock from him at $50 within the next 1 month. what you actually see on the slide here is what we call the payoff table, whereby the x-axis is the price of the underlying stock, in our case, orange. And the y-axis is your profit and loss. So you have bought a call option from Seongyeo, you paid $5, and this is your right. So what happened here is this: if let's say the price go to $75, for example, what is it likely you'll be doing? You will actually do this thing called exercise the option, which is you just run to Seongyeo and say, hey, Seongyeo, I can actually buy the stock from you at $50. Then you actually pay Seongyeo $50, you get the stock, and you sell to the market at $75, and you make a cool $25. Okay, so this is what happened. If you buy a call, and if the price go up, okay, you were likely to exercise the option. And then, of course, you can choose to keep, or either that you can sell for immediate profit. Now, if let's say the price drop, okay, very likely you will just let the option contract lapse. Okay, that means you will not exercise. Why? So let's say, for example, the price dropped to $30, for example. It doesn't make sense for you to go and buy from Seongyeo at $50. Since you can already buy from market at $30, why you actually want to buy from Seongyeo at $50? It doesn't make sense. So what will you do? You actually just let this option contract lapse, and then net you actually lose $5 because you actually paid $5 to Seongyeo in the first place. So this is what happened in the call option. You do this when you believe that the market is going up. Then you buy a call option. So what is the benefit of buying a call instead of buying the stock itself? So number one, instead of forking out $55, you only need to fork out $5. And in terms of return, it's actually a lot more attractive. Assuming you actually pay $55, then you sell at $75, for example. So your return is about 20%. Yeah, about 30%. Okay, 20 divided by 55. Okay, so about maybe 30, 40%. But if let's say you pay $5, eventually you'll make $25. Okay, so your return is actually about 300-400%. So can you see? So there's a leverage effect there. Okay, the second benefit here is this. There is an insurance element. That means you cap your loss. So if let's say you buy 55, assuming the stock dropped to 30, you lost $25. But in this case, if let's say the stock dropped to 30, 20, 10, whatever, your maximum loss is only $5. Things will get a little bit more complicated now. There's actually this thing called the put option. Just now was a call option. Now this is a put option. The put option gives you the right to sell the underlying instrument. So just now actually give you the right to buy the underlying instrument. Now it actually gives you the right to sell the underlying instrument. So of course you do this when you believe that the market is going down. So again, let's go through this exercise. If let's say the price go to $30, if you buy put, the price go to $30. So what's going to happen? You'll be happy to go and buy the stock at $30 and run to Seongyeo and say, hey, Seongyeo, you have to buy from me at 50. So whereas if let's say the price go to $75, it doesn't make sense from you to go and buy from market at 75 and sell to Seongyeo 50. It doesn't make sense, and then you'll be losing $20. So what you do, again, you just let the contract lapse. So you buy a put when you believe that the market is going down. So again, this is another interesting benefit option. So usually if you buy stocks, we just buy low, sell high, buy low, sell high. So options allow you to play down market as well. It's not simple, it's not easy, but you know, you have the options to play down market. If you're so confident that the market will go down, okay, so this is one way you can earn from a down market by buying puts. Two more to go. Like I said, you need to know this 4 basic scenario for options. You can buy call, you can buy put. So the good news is you can also be the seller. It doesn't mean that, oh, only those people who are rich only corporates, only people with experience can be seller. No. Anyone can be the seller. So in fact, for us, we are predominant seller. Okay, why is that so? Because we want to generate regular income. So now the difference here is this: basically whatever the buyer make is a seller loss and vice versa. Huh? So if let's say you sell call, now instead of having the right, you have the obligation. So like for example, in this case, let's say when the price increase, no choice, you have to sell it at $50. So let's say the price increased to 100, you have to buy from market at 100 and sell it to the option buyer at 50, then you lost $50. But if let's say nothing happened, the price drop or the price remains, you actually earn the $5 here. At this juncture, I want to highlight a very important point. There's actually this thing called naked calls. Naked call, not being cheeky. This is a technical term. Naked call means you just sell the call without holding on the stock. If there's only one thing you can bring away from this webinar, hopefully remember this: never go naked. Okay, don't go naked on the streets. Don't go naked on the options market as well. Okay, because if you go naked, your loss, as you can see here, can be potentially unlimited. So let's say, for example, you sell a call, assuming like in this case, you strike price 50, for whatever reason, the price went up to like $1,000. Then you have to buy at 1,000 and sell 50. Can you imagine? The loss is very hefty. Then you'll be wondering why people still do sell calls. So of course, there's actually this thing called the covered call. You will probably learn more when you have better understanding of options. So of course, there are ways that this can be useful. There are ways to mitigate the risk. But at least know the basics first. So sell call, we do this when we believe that the market is going down and we just generate a regular income. Okay, the last one is selling puts. Now, this is something that, in fact, I do very often. So, in fact, I'm also a student from SeungYo. So, eventually, this is one of my main strategy. I sell puts. So, what happened here is this. I have the obligation to buy the underlying instrument at the strike price. So, I'm basically like selling insurance. So, if let's say, for example, the price didn't drop below $50, or in fact go up, I get to keep the premium, $5. And if the price go down, I have to buy the stock at $50. So to me, this is a good strategy. Why? Of course, SeungYo will talk about later. Number one, or how do I mitigate the risk? Number one, I don't mind owning the stock in the first place. I don't mind buying the stock in the first place. This must be a good stock. So let's say the price go down, it's okay. I will actually just buy at $50. So number two is, if let's say the price go up, then I just earn the premium. So this is how we mitigate the risk. Please don't go and sell put if you have no intention to hold the stock. Then that is actually very, very dangerous. So these are the 4 scenarios. Hopefully you are clear. So basically, what is a put option? A buyer has the rights, the seller has the obligation, and there are different ways to play. You can buy call, buy puts, sell call, sell puts. And of course, with all this, you can have different variations and increase your toolbox to benefit from the stock market. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you have learned something from it, do me a favor, please click on the like, share, or subscribe so that more people can enjoy the content. And of course, it will motivate me to produce more of such video. With that, happy investing!